It's bad out here, man.
And so we're going to discuss this concept of homophobia. And in the absence of a gay gene, this is really important because most of the folks who engage in his lifestyle, they try to say that they were born that way. That's really like the way out of explaining what trauma kind of guided them to this kind of deviant sexual behavior.
The sassy pimp sure did a lot of research on a subject he finds unnatural and deeply immoral. Surely, there's more to the 6'4" random gay stranger than Little Bill is letting on.
I get a knock on my door at 10 p.m. Open the door. Guess who it is? 6'4" gay black guy. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Stop it. Get some help.
He knows damn well what that 6'4" gay stranger wanted at 10 p.m. And it wasn't just to hand him a book.
Hey, you gay? Is you gay? Oh, you ain't? You can be, though.
That's most likely what that 6'4" gay stranger did. After he wrapped Marquette's hands around that book, he made him wrap something else in his hands. Who knows what trauma Marquette went through to forget all about his gay pal. If it's like how Blaine Edwards forgot his identity, then it's no wonder why Marquette is going through an identity crisis.
Tell a friend, child.
So in the absence of having a gay gene, then they have to acknowledge what that trauma was. One of the things I found to be very remarkable during my time at Johns Hopkins University is that two things. Number one, Dr. Ben Carson, smarter than all of us combined, he said that there's no gay gene, said that a long time ago.
I think he needs mouse-to-mouse resuscitation.
Hey, man, hey. Man, what you doing, man?
Blaine? Blaine, are you okay?
Hey, I'm all right. What's up with you? What's those funny clothes about, man?
Blaine, your hat.
This ain't my hat, man. Get that little thing out of here.
Because that's not manly.
Boy, it must have been eating him alive when he found out that there was no such thing as a gay gene. He's been desperately trying to present himself as a manly man. But no matter how hard he tries to outrun his 6'4" gay past, he can never outrun his true nature.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this celebrity lifestyle. Yesterday, when I was getting onto the elevator, a bunch of black folks in red suits. A lot of them were good looking. I could tell it was like, an unusual group. And then I get to the elevator in the place that I stay, and I noticed the guy in the front was Neo, the R&B singer. It was funny to me because I was asking myself, I said, is that Neo? Obviously, I'm not a Neo fan. I'm not big into R&B. And so I checked his Instagram, and I saw that he had a picture of him, or I guess a picture of the bathroom. And I thought it was funny because his tub is just, in the bathroom, but the tubs in this one are facing the view. And I was thinking it's pretty comical that I actually have a better one than him.
While comparing his playerlicious lifestyle to that of Neo's, he couldn't help himself but mention those fine men's he spotted in the hotel lobby.
I want to be around beauty and prosperity. Young men in particular.
I share that because life is really good. I feel very blessed, and I was so happy to be able to bring all the saints into this environment so that they can experience this lifestyle. I know it's possible for you.
He wants to bring his saints into this kumbaya circle jerk sassy environment. In the same manner, P. Diddy wanted to invite his boys into the kumbaya bad boy birthday party environment.
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you gay? Is you gay? Oh, you ain't? You can be, though.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and
here.
scraping for
No,
I like that.
Only one lifestyle will do for Mr. Sass, and that's assassin lifestyle, where he keeps it gangster with young boys in his hotel suite.
I'm running the city. They call me the mayor.
And then they have these little, these little circle jerk kumbaya sessions. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that.
How you do what you do? How do you fall in love with me, but I'm not in love with you?
We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And I'm
what the
And so there's a lot of lies going on. And the thing about this movement of sexual perversity and sexual
Anna added
freedom,
me as a friend again.
you have to ask yourself, what does it lead to? You also have
Bro,
to
what is
ask
my
yourself,
life right now?
If
What are we
everything
doing?
is
What is
okay, where do
happening?
we stop? The problem.
What is going on, guys?
Yeah, just sort of piggybacking off of the sort of homophobia discussion that you're having. It's something that I've sort of noticed. It almost feels like a sort of like pyramid scheme where like, for example, he sort of introduced me to his ideology and all of that. And part of that was, the homophobia and trying to indoctrinate me into it. And one way that he did it, it was like really subtle, but I didn't really think about it, is do you know what boba tea is by chance?
Yeah, I think it's a tea that has a large straw, like balls at the bottom.
Yeah, balls at the bottom, exactly. And so he was, in my mind, he was kind of trying to almost like turn me into like a sort of like, not to get into sort of red pill talking points, but like almost like a beta, where he was like giving me tons of sugar, because that's basically all boba tea is. It's just sugar, like balls at the bottom. And after thinking about it, I realized that he was trying to indoctrinate me into like the sort of like pro idea of homophobia as like an ideology, instead of like trying to be like an actual friend and look out for me. And so I told him like, enough tea, like NFT, like NFT, like what is an NFT? What is an NFT?
Real quick, can you guys stop trying to join the chat, because it's full and it keeps on popping up in notice. So if you guys can remove, stop trying to join.
That's how bad it was that he got blew out.
It was so severe how he got his ass blown out that he tried to erase that embarrassing ordeal from memory. But that Skittle Guzzler destiny would never let him forget it, leaving Mr. Sass with nothing but payback on his mind.
Now, so you got this guy who is unlettered, went to a third-tier university, dropped out on a music degree, which is one of the easier degrees to get.
Yeah.
He claimed he dropped out because he was working at a restaurant. It was too much.
Yeah.
And he spent his whole life playing video games and then yelling at people on the internet.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got a young black kid who teaches himself technology, invents a technology, flies around the world, does business with the Chinese Communist Party, is, negotiating with the Korean government as well as the Puerto Rican government, gets deals, gets grants
That's deep.
from their government.
Yeah.
The negotiation skills and the business savvy and the ability to debate with high-level minds.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see a video where the governor of Virginia is trying to get me to open an office there so they get that tax money, right?
Oh, wow.
But the point is like, no, you don't have the experience to operate at this level. And further, what's a debate? A debate is where you establish a point, an intellectual point.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to defend it, or you have to advance your point.
Yes.
That's what a debate is.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. This is what I'm trying to point out to you. Conversely, me as a technology CEO running a tech company for a technology that I invented from scratch, I created an entire vertical called automated attendance.
This is the app that he says that he like invented for some company they worked for, Fletch. It hasn't even been downloaded 1,000 times. I bet most of these downloads are probably just from people working on the project, seeing if it works on other devices. Like, this guy's whole life is a scam. He did a rug pull for $2,000. Limited supply, Assassin Coin is now available for purchase.
Lies, that's evil. It'd be one thing if they said, okay, Marquette's not in the Forbes article, and then you Google it, and you're like, dang, that boy lying. The man just Googled it. And he said, nah, he's right there in the photo. He's clearly in the article. His name is throughout.
A con man with a bruised ego isn't a good combination. And getting caught up in trying to defend his own bruised ego, Megamind over here couldn't see how bad it would turn out for him.
He's an actual scammer. Why? Now, this is really good. I want you guys to pay close attention. Now, listen to the lies and the narrative. What's the guy's deal? What is his belief system? He's just like a scammer that he does. He tries to like, is it like red pill shit, I guess? So this is complete nonsense because number one, he says, well, he's just a scammer. That's not an answer to his question. Then number two, he says, well, what does he do? Red pill stuff? I've always said we're no pill. Red pill has no greater philosophy. There's no group. There's no headquarters. There's really nothing to it. It's just a group of complainers. I got the ism. You can literally go to .com/about and you can read my whole philosophy. I have a creed. You heard me? Like, I have basic traditions we follow. You can actually read it. So there was a great answer to this question, which is go to .com/about. It'll tell you what he's about.
He created a fake website to say that his net worth was $100 million. $100 million.
It's some psychopaths on the internet who swear up and down I'm not the real deal, even though you can Google Forbes magazine Marquette Devon Burton and find me there. Now, listen, he said I'm an actual scammer. Now, pay attention. If someone is a scammer, they're scamming to get money, right? Let's hear what he says I'm scamming. How am I scamming to get money? Let's hear about that. I'm really interested.
I'm the CEO of one corporation that has significant investment. If you invest into a corporation and the CEO, you definitely don't want them running two different corporations as CEO. You only want them running one corporation, so they're dedicating all their time, effort, and energy to making your money grow.
Here we go.
What's happening now? You have any updates?
No,
We almost had him send you that link.
He's an actual scammer.
Why? What's
Now, so
happening
listen.
now? You have any updates?
No,
We
he's
almost
a
had him
scammer.
come in today to talk to
Yeah,
you.
I saw that. He's fake. He made like a fake whole 3-minute. Whoa. We're talking about a scammer. How did I steal money from someone? Tell me. How did I fleece someone for money? Tell me. I had another idea that I knew was going to be successful and I couldn't wait on it. So what I did was this. I had a girl I was dating at the time. Random white girl. No education from the middle and nowhere, no credentials, no nothing. I positioned her on paper as the CEO of this other corporation. Then I created the new product under this new corporation. You heard me? And then we put it out and it caught fire.
That a new age James Bond.
I
but-
saw that.
Yeah, it sounded like you got somebody to read the script on Fiverr.
Where's
Yeah.
the scam?
But I forgot to
How
send
do
you
I
this
get-
link
how do
because
I
I
get
did
money?
want to have you check this out. He did a debate with us.
So, number one, we're already bullshit here. Because he said I'm a scammer, but he didn't tell how I'm scamming. And I want to know. Everybody wants to know.
Like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.
Adam22 disingenuously brings up my name to start a controversy. Then the Skittle guzzling fellow says, I'm Marquette, he's a scammer. Adam's an idiot, a racist idiot. The white kid, the first white kid that was speaking, I don't even know who the he is. And then Destiny is a completely provincial, uneducated dimwit. I was already in the middle of going through this guy's background, which you should always do. Don't you ever listen to someone without knowing who they are. Similarly, with this culture vulture, you're going to want to know who he is before you start watching him because you might be negatively influenced. And one thing I can promise you, he is trying to influence you and spread propaganda. I'm going to show you something that's going to clearly evidence that he is trying to spread negative images about black people and is pushing the LGBTQ agenda along with a whole variety of other deeply immoral things. The boy's a devil.
All that finger wagging about Adam 16 being the devil. But he was really upset that he was ignored by that devil.
And the funny thing, too, is I showed you guys the text message, the DM straight from Adam to me. So you guys know this motherfucker is a cold liar. He sat here and told these devils that he wanted to DM me and troll me and ask what an NFT is. But apparently he was too pussy to actually ask me what an NFT is when I was there in person. And then he ain't had the guts to ask me what an NFT was over DM. And then when I DM'd him and I said, hey, let's set up the one-on-one early January, he ain't respond.
For the guy who loves to brag about his intelligence, he sure showed the lack of any when he went off on his little sassy rant. Now, how is he going to say in one breath, Master 16 is spreading propaganda, and then in the other breath, bitch and moan about not getting his one-on-one interview?
I guess what they would really just like to say is the N-word with the hard R. That shit's so suppressed, they like have to say other weird things. They hate intelligent black men in suits. What's the evidence of it? The only intelligent black men in suits that you've ever seen on that goddamn platform were invited by Flacco.
He wants to pretend to be upset for all the facts he pointed out. But he was only upset that he didn't get the attention he wanted from Master 16.
Look, and I want to be clear to you. They hate black, intelligent men in suits. When Adam is getting hyped over gas and he's like cutting up all the clips and pushing them out, it's all these guys that got face tattoos, a whole bunch of face tattoos. They're Lil this, Lil Boom, Lil Dookie, Lil Pookie, Lil Goofy. They like to put up the caricature of the black man, the weak one, who's not confident enough to speak clearly. He mumbles. Mumbles when he talks, mumbles when he raps. But you have an intelligent black man in a suit, all of a sudden Adolf 22, he don't see you. He only invites the rappers. Adam 22 only wants to invite all black gang members, black pimps, black street people, black rappers. Never anybody who's legit.
Legit. Here he goes again. The only legitimate claim to this fraud's name is his education. And even that is questionable. Seeing how his own lack of self-awareness exposed him for the hypocritical nincomfuck poop he's always been. He said Master 16 only invites street people, pimps, and thugs. But isn't that who this sassy, gorgeous gangster pimp has been portraying himself to be?
Here's a funny thing to show you how fake and two-faced this boy is. Let's just talk about lifestyle in general.
Yeah.
Who in real life been surrounded by hoes the whole way through? You. Yeah. In real life, like documenting in real life.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 of them things, and they cool with each other,
Yeah.
and they know what it is.
Yeah.
My real life. So if somebody puts that on TV, I'm like, damn, you copying my real life.
Yeah.
Who's really copying? That's my life. He's forwarding negative imagery of black people. He's forwarding gang culture. He's forwarding all of this shit that makes a culture vulture rich. I repeat, he's forwarding all of this shit that makes a culture vulture rich. And I repeat, he's forwarding all of this shit that makes a black man poor. Ah! The pimps who talk about exploiting our women for profit? Ah! Reminds me of myself. When they encounter the pimping, it doesn't even cross your mind to have sex with the woman. It doesn't even cross your mind how attractive she is. Mm-hmm. You're looking at the woman like an ATM. Like, I'm not thinking about me having sex with you. I'm thinking about how much I can get if he has sex with you. Right? So you're already looking at her in a radically different light than the average guy, which we would consider a trick or a square, right?
The term for this is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is the term for this. And what you're about to observe is the ultimate in hypocrisy.
I seen like you had critiques for I think Alpha Male Strategy's stuff is cold.
Oh yeah,
fit,
that's a classic.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. That was a big live stream, right?
And we're going to talk about these dating coaches and their crackpot theories. What Red Pill will do to you, it will turn you into, and I think I wrote this down because I want to get this right for you. Yeah, Red Pill in the manosphere has turned you into a fake, phony, fearful bitch who is destroying his own chances of success with women. Just imagine, we've come to a state where men on average are significantly bigger than females, but we're complaining that females have all the power. How weak is that? God writes, get him, Saint. FNF needs to take notes. Shout out to the homies FNF in Miami.
Isn't it crazy that the guy who wanted to make a name for himself exposing fraud, charlatans, and scammers turned out to be the very same thing he was trying to expose? And speaking about things he's been exposed for, there's a list, right? But here we go with something new, right? He was talking about he's exposing these red pill dating coach guys, right? It sounds a lot to me like he's talking about his buddies Fresh and Fit. But he's the same guy that started beef with academics because academics was being a fake friend to them. But here we got the ultimate hypocrite throwing subliminal shots at his pals.
From what I've seen on the internet, you got to have like 9 hyenas together just to put together a little bit of conversation. They talking over each other, arguing like broads.
You should know him enough to know he's f***ing
Stop playing. Get over here. Stop playing.
You just like to disrespect a woman like that.
And you can't follow a real conversation. And what I appreciate about Angry Man, and this is the same thing you should look for in any person you deal with, is that the intelligence is there, so the conversation is going to be there.
We got Marquette in the building, center.
Bro, we don't need no sound effect. We don't need anything fancy. It's just all game, no gimmicks.
If the snake in the grass doesn't want to be specific on who he's calling out, well, then he's leaving it up for interpretation. And if that's the case,
let me tell you what's completely idiotic. And there's a tremendous number of completely wrong, stupid theories that you guys seem to follow like it's gospel. First off, let me tell you how you should look at your average dating coach. This is how. And I'm not a dating coach. I'm an international businessman. You did. You should look at them the same way you look at a female sports announcer. You look at a female who's announcing for a football game that you know she's never played in, she's never thrived in, she's never touched a pigskin, felt the laces, she never threw a proper spiral, she's never tackled anybody, but yet here she is telling you commentary on a sport she don't know a damn thing about playing. Now, it's one thing to watch the game. It's a totally different thing to be in the game. They don't know a damn thing about the game. They talk it, ain't never walked it.
And that's why people have to come to folks like you guys and check this game out, because some things you can Google.
Yeah.
But experience and wisdom, you can't find that on Google.
Yes.
You got to get that from a man.
I openly admit that I'm not a natural at all. I had to learn this. I grew up a nerd. You know, playing video games for money and being a dork. And I didn't lose my virginity till I was 18. So I'd say, I know, bro. I'm not a natural at all. So
you was still on tight.
Bro. I grew up in a Muslim household where my parents were on me all the time. So it was, I was able to, I had to learn how to become a womanizer. It was a tough road, but
you made it.
I'm level one still. And it's funny, I ain't no pimp, but
you look at these nerds and you know damn well they ain't got no hoes. You know damn well.
It's funny because just like Myron, I used to play video games, bro. And from let's say from 10 to 18 years old, that's all I did. Play video games, travel with my family. I didn't even talk to a girl like that, seriously.
Their philosophy is trash and it's wrong. I'm not going to play nice. You dig? I'm not going to play nice. I don't need to play nice. And I'll tell you why you guys look at these dating coaches and you're like, oh, gee, that sounds fantastic. You look at them and you don't see them as a nerd because you identify with them. You look at them like, oh, gee, he's corny like I am. And because you're delusional and you think, gee, I'm all right. You're like, okay, I'm going to listen to this guy. He's legit.
It's funny because just like Myron, I used to play video games, bro.
Because these nerds either A, never got a chance with a female because when they spit game, they got shut down. In part, they got shut down because of what they look like, I'm sure. But the other part's because of who they are. Because I don't come on here saying, oh, I used to be a nerd. Now I have girls. Look at all these girls. You don't realize when you watch this stuff, it's TV. They paying these chicks to be there. You ain't never seen me with a female that I was paying. You only see me with a female that was earning for me, bringing me back information, bringing me back money. I'm nothing like these boys. So I don't ever want to hear somebody get on here and say, oh, you like this dating coach or you copy this dating coach. How? When they're trying to put my lifestyle on TV, the things that I really done, when they just started doing this stuff when they got money. It's a big difference out here.
Hey, assassin or nothing in a real way. Let's go.
Yeah, right? Fuck them other who are in the trenches.
Yeah.
Big facts, a bunch of false prophets. You ain't never lied. Preaching to lost souls. Woo, we talk to them. The modern day He-Man Woman Haters Club. I like that. We got to connect soon, good brother. Church.
Oh, we're not going to gloss over the fact that there's a bunch of half-naked mans that want to meet their sassy leader face to face. Now, why does he have all these half-naked mans eagerly waiting to meet him face to face?
It's just us boys being boys, playing bongos, roasting weenies all night long.
Roasting weenies while applying baby oil on half-naked men's and keeping it gangsta in hotel suites was the assassin way. But this sassy phony pimp got carried away, exposing all these frauds and charlatans, forgetting all about the man in the mirror and all the dirt he kept locked in his closet.
How are you going to be a lifestyle coach when your entire lifestyle is pretending to have a life that you don't have? Think about this.
I treat hoes the way they treat a trick. I'm as sweet as the bread, not a drop sweeter. To a pimp, a hoe is a trick, and they gotta pay to play.
And she was looking at me like, oh, that's the big homie, because that's just what it is. And so she had to make an offering to the pimping.
Now, this is somebody who wants you to think that he was a gangster at one point in time. This is somebody who wants you to think that he's the pimping or the ism or whatever he want to call it right now. This is somebody who wants you to think that he's a successful businessman or that he has been. He's a technologist, an inventor, and all this sort of shit, right? Why you not proud of the fact that you're a Berkeley grad? I know why you not proud of the fact that you're a Berkeley grad, because you ain't do nothing with that shit.
You're 100% correct. So would you believe I graduated from University of California, #1 ranked public school, globally ranked, then got a master's degree from the Johns Hopkins University, both top 20 universities. You would think I could get a job.
So Mr. Sass, the guy that kept bragging about his education, couldn't find a job?
You're killing me.
Now, why couldn't he find a job?
I did economics. I'm not sure what your education is. I don't really know that much about you, so I'm just curious. What did you study? I'm just curious.
I thought you had your question is, what did I study?
He got a master of arts in like secondary education, by the way.
I mean, Berkeley's a really good school, so
I studied political science, which is honestly at Berkeley is the Berkeley School of Marx. It's not a degree that's of great use. And if I were to do it over again with guidance, I probably wouldn't study political science. I didn't find that it was very useful.
You heard it from the 33-pound headed, sassy man himself. His political science degree was worthless. But why would the gorgeous gangster, who's been a top and a bottom all across the map, need to look for a job? Doesn't he have hoes up and down Pennsylvania Ave, working long, hard hours just to make him his bread? So why did he need to look for a job? Deep down, the phony multimillionaire on Forbes knows the reason why.
Because you's a goddamn hypocrite. Everything you say is hypocritical.
Yeah. Little Bill's imagination and curiosity convince us it's great to be fine.
And one thing I want to congratulate you on your pretend game. Your pretend game is tremendous, you see, because you try to portray confidence, even arrogance, but that's not who you are.
You and the kids you love can experience Little Bill's adventures any time of the day with Little Bill home videos and the Little Bill book series from Simon & Schuster's children's books.
If you read my book, I was doing armed robbery or strong arm robbery. Robbery is when I take it from you. You could look me in my eye, and if you want to keep it, you could fight to keep it.
I love that. And so when did you say you started this? What year?
About 2.5 years ago.
Little Bill looks at the world through the eyes of an inquisitive and an imaginative 5-year-old boy. See, he stars in his own TV show. Yes, indeed.
But here's the funny thing. When you got hoes, it shows. Oh, and side note, he's a goon. He might pop up on you and beat your ass. You better sit down and button them lips, boy, with your fat-faced ass.
That's great.
So help me with this.
Tell him Wayne had.
What more can I say when I'm a fake-ass motherfucker that done reinvented myself? Huh?
What more can this phony say? It's clear that the former elementary school teacher used his vivid imagination to reinvent himself into a playerific technologist extraordinaire who didn't need to look for a job, because as the Black Bill Gates, he was creating them.
After all, we are the absolute bosses of that whole theater and show in our minds. We even write the script. So always write positive, dynamic scripts and show only the best movies for you on the screen, whether you are pimp or priest.
You are the event. You are the attraction.
Yeah.
You're a well-read man that knows how to merge the fictional details of what you read into your own experiences. You read Pimp, The Art of War, and memorized some Sun Tzu quotes. Now you think you're a cult leader. You box at your local recreation center and you think you're a prize fighter. And you make YouTube videos but denounce being a YouTuber. It sounds like we have an identity crisis.
I find this stuff to be hilarious.
I feel that they should have spent more time where the real story is, in the prisons. I'd like to see more about them old sweaty men's, all together in them tiny little cells with no one to turn to but each other's. Ooh, drop this. I get it.
Angry Man, one of the biggest differences I observe between those who are successful and those who are unsuccessful is self-awareness. Not even intelligence, just Can you look at the mirror and see what's really there?
Yeah. Can Marquette look himself in the mirror and see what's really there? A middle-aged man who's going through an identity crisis, struggling to come to grips with his natural urges. While he's trying to play it straight, he's only revealing just how delusional he truly is.
All right, look. You've probably been at home in your country, seen a lot of advertisements, and you think, wow, these Brazilian chicks, they gotta be gorgeous. Caramel skin, big thing on the backside, you heard me? Curly hair. I'm here to report live from Rio de Janeiro, right on the beach. Nah, these hoes are trash. And what's worse, I don't know what they're eating out here. Maybe they eating that Brazilian carne asada, whatever the hell they eating. These hoes have enormous stomachs, and there's nothing worse than a bad ass to stomach ratio. And apparently the African genetics have not been spread enough, because a lot of these hoes got stomach with no ass.
As this delusional nincompoop hoop is strolling through the streets of Brazil, clowning their women, the person recording him perfectly matches the out-of-shape hoe he was describing.
She got an isotope. Wait, what's an isotope? No isotope.
Yeah, bitch, we seen that no booty having ass bitch in Brazil. Yeah, we seen her no booty having ass. We seen her when you were saying that the bitches in Brazil ain't shit, and here you over there with an ain't shit looking ass bitch.
Hey, what did I tell you about disrespecting my Nubian princess? Peace out. With disrespect, you. Oh my God, my milk of magnesia. Oh. After the devil made you, he broke the mold.
But all the same, I just had to chuckle because I know she's a goofy broad. Most likely to have no ass. Please provide the results. And I think I know this one.
Oh, he thinks he knows? Nah, he definitely knows this one. Walking around with a goofy bottom bitch with an ass as flat as an ironing board.
Unanimously, yes, indeed. Most likely to have no ass. Got it.
With your no ass at all. Whoa, you got ass at all. No ass at all.
I'm extremely underwhelmed, and I'm just keeping it real with you.
And yet, even with his one and only expired milk of magnesia, he still thought in his delusional mind that he was Randy Moss with these hoes.
I feel like I'm in a really strong position because all the chicks that cats are considering bad, I slayed all them when I was in high school. You heard me? When I was 16, 17, 18, 19, man, it was a killing field. Right. Because I was always the guy my whole life.
If he's supposed to be the master of money and women, and in this case, women, why is it that the only woman he supposedly mastered is Quasimodo?
Nah, I do this. I really do this. You could call my mother and she'll tell you, no, he does this.
Yeah, you're like a natural. You're a natural.
But I did get some training though, right?
So I'm gonna break down these lessons, excuse the language. First one to start, it reads, quote, a pimp has to have his game tighter on his bottom than on any other bitch in the stable, end quote.
So an asset is a woman who basically gets with you and says, hey, daddy, whatever you're trying to do, sign me up for that. Because what I teach men is that there are two big goals. There's the goal that you have. That's what you're pursuing. And the woman's goal is you.
Facts.
You must know her very well. What she likes, what she doesn't like, how she feels, what she's thinking, what her goals are, what she's angry about. Because your bottom is the first that came into your stable. Your relationship with her has gone on longer and is stronger than with any other bitch in the stable. Often she's your greatest earner.
And a lot of these cats in this red pill, they're having trouble with women.
Yep.
Now it's hard for me to relate to that, to outright misogyny, because women have only brought me abundance. You heard me? Women have only supported me, only allowed me to multiply what I have. So for example, when folks are going on the Sasson.com and they're buying merch right now, Bridget is packaging it up right now. She's going to take it out and mail it out tomorrow.
Damn.
She's putting money in my pocket and charging me how much to do this? $0.
Bam, 100% profit.
$0.
That is the effect of knowing your bottom well. How does this apply to the square world? As a manager, you may be managing a team. There may be one person on that team that you have the strongest rapport with. That's your bottom bitch. That's the person who's cool with being honest with you, who can give you honesty without, being scared.
You ain't got to fill this up. Appreciate it though.
Jalen sent a cash app. He said, cook this fat blowfish, Miss Puff ass nigga.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should
You see, you didn't went too far. You didn't went too far. I, for the record, she's never said that.
What's up with all these excuses? Isn't this the pimp that stressed discipline and keeping his pimp hand strong?
But don't you ever be scared to lay that pimp hand down when it's time, because I tell you this, in many ways, women can be like children in that they crave discipline. If you don't ever discipline them, they feel like you don't care.
So how did Little Bill show his one and only bottom bitch that he cared?
Don't worry, I'm gonna
whip her and call her the N-word and reenact some reverse slavery stuff after this. Yeah, it's all good. Don't even trip.
Instead of leading by example and showing his faithful suckers how strong his pimp hand was, he did exactly what a zesty, sassy best pal would have done if his bestie was acting up.
A lot of stuff be going on with her. I want to say the most mess come from her. She didn't been through a lot of, she's another me. She tells it how it is. She don't mind her business being on social media. That's how I am. I don't give a
Mr. Sass should have been more like the zesty gangbanger and not giving any f***s instead of trying to portray a manly image, because he only ended up exposing himself as a lying, hypocritical fraud.
He's posing in random clothing stores, which you could do that, I could do that. He doesn't own the store. Did I see a single photo of him giving a speech? Not one. Did I see a single photo of him orating or of him accepting an award for all of these amazing things he's supposedly done? Not one single photo of him giving a speech.
That he's real. He had to let people know that he is not one of these fake that come up here and just say shit. He is verified. He's got pictures on Google. He's got videos of him on news stations talking about his project, right? His company.
Marquette Burton is the creator of Fletch, and he's here with us now to explain how this works. Marquette, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So explain what Fletch is. How does it work?
Fletch is a very simple technology. We use this long-range Bluetooth device we can put inside of a classroom, or in this case, inside of a bus, and basically leave it there for 3 years. No one needs to touch it. No one needs to know it's there. And we've actually made it very low cost. So this one device is about $40. And the important thing,
That's his company logo. You can't deny that. Matter of fact, I have pictures of him holding that same device with that logo on it. But guys, I swear to God, I've seen this before.
That's mind-boggling. How does that work out? You're going to let someone on the internet say there's something and you're going to believe them just because they said it, I encourage you, do your research.
Me and my big mouth.
Did he really think he was going to do all this finger pointing about all these charlatans and scammers, and that no one was going to look into his background after all the boasting he was doing? He believed in his lie so much that he even challenged skeptics to do their own investigations to see if he was full of shit. And to his shock and horror, someone actually took him up on his challenge.
Okay. Oh, that's where I've seen this before. And it's used to do exactly what this dude tried to imply his Fletch app company did.
That's right.
That's the brilliant part that you guys got to be scared of. And that's why we're in a particularly dangerous era. He literally tried to scam you, the fan, but nobody wants to talk about that. It's actually quite a brilliant thing. Let's go through a little bit of data real quick.
We currently license our technology to the largest the largest university in America. We also have a paid client in the #1 ranked community college. Chartered Accountants of India just asked to bring 900,000 students on our platform. So we're doing really well.
So I have a question. You mentioned during your pitch that the largest state university.
The largest university in America.
What is that?
I didn't say their name because we're actually white labeling for them.
Okay.
White label? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I thought you designed this.
He designed what now? Yeah, that's right. He didn't make shit.
All right, it's not called Fletch app. It has nothing to do with Fletch app. He only rebranded it. It's called iBeacon. And it's sold on Alibaba. It's sold on eBay. It's sold everywhere.
So this whole time, Mr. Sass has been bragging about being the Black Bill Gates, tech inventor. He didn't even create the supposed device that made him a multimillionaire? Now, what was it that he said about Kevin Samuels?
You can never learn how to do something from someone who's never done it. This is you.
Yes.
This is called a primary source.
Yes.
When people do research, they want to use primary sources.
Mm-hmm.
Not only will we speak of something you've done, we will show it.
Absolutely.
So they know we're not lying.
Why did you lie? You lied to media outlets. You lied to investors. You lied to your audience saying that was your technology. And turns out it's just something that you took off of Alibaba or whatever you wholesale bought it from and just repackaged and rebranded. This is no different than what Soulja Boy did with that video game.
So there's a tremendous amount of scamming going on right now.
Yep, a lot of scamming going on. But you'd think as a scammer himself, he would have kept his mouth shut about frauds. The New Age Messiah / technologist / boxing champ / pimp / whatever other bullshit he's tied to himself has spewed so many lies that only someone gullible, naive, or just plain stupid would believe it. Not a very sophisticated con man. More like your bargain bin Temu types. But not to say he wasn't successful. He was able to swindle a $250,000 bag by slapping a logo on a pre-made device and tricking investors into believing he was the Black Bill Gates. But like the arrogant fraud that he is, he thought since he secured $250,000 from some suckers that he could keep the swindle going. So Little Bill entered a competition to bamboozle some more. But unfortunately for him, the judges at that competition weren't as gullible as he hoped.
I saw on your presentation, your percentage on the last one, it looks like your percentage, you say we target 11,000 users and you achieved 10,000 installs. I mean, that's a really great conversion,
Yes.
right? And then you still have a high percentage of actually active users.
That's right.
But to ensure that continues to happen and everywhere you go, I mean, how do you?
So I think it'll probably get better because this was our beta. This is our beta data.
And he says, well, I think it's going to keep growing. I think it's going to keep growing because this is just a beta version. Well, we know what thinking and not being sure leads you, because fast forward years later, your company's gone.
So what am I doing? What do I look? So I load this app up, and I mean, what am I looking for? People that what?
Now, if someone came to me and asked me about something I don't know about, I would refer them to an expert in that industry or that field. So, for example, if you came to me right now and you said, Marquette, I want to figure out how to be a fake motherfucker and lie to young men and make up pretend to be things I'm not. I said, oh, you got to go to Kevin Samuels. He is an expert in that area, ladies and gentlemen.
So you load the app up. There's a number of things you can do.
Just take me through, like, what am I going to do on this app?
All right, so you download the app, you join your school, join your classes,
Yeah, sure.
You're all set. It's 2 a.m., you're cramming for a midterm. You're like, I don't know what's going on. You can take a picture of your econ prompt, said, hey, I'm on number 3. Can anyone help? Do you understand what I'm doing wrong?
So how do you guys, I missed the money-making part.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Wait, listen. My specialties are audiology, mycology, serology, teratology, embryology, psychology, zoology, and any other ology you can think of. My friends, you're not giving me a chance.
As a student, you will receive push notifications of resources that are relevant to you. So you might get a notification saying, hey, Tom, did you know that there's tutoring for Chemistry 405 on Thursday at 4 o'clock? Click yes to attend. Or, hey, did you complete your financial aid FAFSA? And if you click no, then we're going to put you in contact with a counselor who can help you complete that. So all the student support services that are going to enrich your experience, but ensure that you're supported and you graduate.
Marquette, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The site is fletchapp.com.
That's us.
You were awesome, and it was a great story. And
Thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah.
Certainly. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Does that make you a hypocrite? If you're criticizing someone like Kevin Samuels about basically lying on his resume, doesn't that make you technically hypocritical because you're technically lying on your resume, right?
You're 100% correct.
Okay, Jay's back again. This time he said, how about you talk about your failed and defunct company, calling yourself a businessman, but always crying about tuition? So clearly this person's not done research because if they know what your company did and when the company stopped,
yes,
there's a reason behind that.
Correct.
Oh, there's a reason behind him panhandling for tuition. The reason being, his company's never made millions of dollars like he claims.
I'd raise $18 million for a corporation.
I'd raise $18 million. I'd raise $18 million for a corporation.
18 million? Now what company made him that much money? We know that pre-made device he slapped his logo on only made $250,000. So how did he become a 100 millionaire? It must have been his other company he kept bragging about.
My other company, which you'll read about in Forbes, that one was actually really quietly acquired, and that one was called Why Not? That was a company that I actually had founded while I was already running a company, and I put my old lady as the front person, like the straw owner, because my investors for the first company didn't want me running 2 companies at once. And then once we got into Forbes, we had deployed the technology in Manhattan. It's called Why Not? It allowed you to essentially share your Wi-Fi frequency with your neighbor so that you could reduce your bill. So say I'm paying for Wi-Fi here in this apartment, the person next door can use my Wi-Fi and they'll just pay me like $20 a month or, whatever they want to split on my bill.
My name is Steve Owens, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Why Not, a marketplace that is empowering neighbors to share their Wi-Fi. Why Not is a map-based web application that allows you to subscribe to your neighbor's Wi-Fi for mere $20 a month.
Another thing that you guys got to understand, Gabe, currently, while he's doing this, actually works at Fletch App too as well. The company that has earned $250,000 in total investments fund. This is how Lord Marquardt is trying to run it. He's not actually building this company. He's trying to build another one where he's basically playing the venture capitalist game, right? He's playing the venture capitalist game. What essentially is happening is he got a ton of money, luckily, which I don't know how he did it, which kudos to his sales skills. He got an initial venture capital funding of $250K that came from 3 different companies, okay?
Now, here's the thing. At the time in which I was in Forbes about that business, I was also the CEO of another corporation that was older. So this was a newer company I started that grew so fast and was so cracking. Forbes did a spot on us. But here's the thing. Let me keep it player with you. I am the North Star. I will show you how to get free, financially free. Pay attention. I'm the CEO of one corporation that has significant investment. If you invest into a corporation and the CEO, you definitely don't want them running 2 different corporations as CEO. You only want them running one corporation. So they're dedicating all their time, effort, and energy to making your money grow. But I had another idea that I knew was going to be successful and I couldn't wait on it. So what I did was this. I had a girl I was dating at the time, random white girl. No education from the middle of nowhere, no credentials, no nothing. I positioned her on paper as the CEO of this other corporation. Then I created the new product under this new corporation.
Yet this man brags about taking vacations as soon as Fletch app crashed as a company. The investors never got their money back, and he's just about to explain how they didn't. Let's continue.
And then we put it out and it caught fire. And the truth is a beautiful thing. Like when I tell my truth, it's still very impressive. Here's another thing. So I closed down Fletch, right? Then what I do? Went on a vacation during a pandemic, went to Medellin, came back, went to Brazil, went to Sao Paulo, came back. Then where else we going?
Cartagena.
Then we went to Cartagena, came back. Then we went to Mexico City, had some mariachi suits made from scratch. You dig? Came back. Then where we going? Brazil.
Rio.
Went to Rio, boom, came back. Then we went to Dubai to have some suits made, came back. Then we went to Albania, left, came back. Then we went to Kenya, left, came back. Look, little homie, I did all that during a pandemic after shutting down a company that you identified as defunct. If you can do math, my dear boy, that's about $200,000 worth of vacation, just approximately.
So he went on a $200,000 vacation after his $250,000 funded company went belly up. Now that's an interesting amount of bread he spent to gallivant across the globe. That $200,000 vacation wouldn't have anything to do with the $250,000 he got from gullible investors. Now, would it?
I'm positioned as the chief technology officer. I own 100% of the corporation. I own all of the stock. She's positioned as the chief executive officer. She owns 0% of the shares. She's a figurehead. So then when it's sold, I got all of the bag. But here's the thing. I was also able to keep my investors at bay because they weren't tripping because I wasn't the top dog in this other company. I was in a small role as a technologist. But if you know my background, I'm not a coder. I'm not a technologist. No, I always been the business guy. So that lets you know that was a power play. You dig? So basically, he's trying to point out that I was like nobody in this corporation when I was the whole puppet master, the whole founder, inventor, and the guy who cashed out the whole thing.
You heard that? I was the whole founder and investor and the guy who cashed out the whole thing.
That $200,000 vacation completely makes sense now.
Companies like Art Grants and all these other investors, you only had 3, but those they gave you a total of $250,000. They didn't get their money back. This guy cashed out on their money.
That's about $200,000 in vacation. Think about that. So you cannot fake stuff like that, my dear boy.
I have questions about the vacations that you took after your company dissolved, right? But he wouldn't really tell you the story of what happened. But after he was gone, he did brag, even on that particular stream, that he spent over $200,000 vacationing after his company died, right? So investors put in a total of $250,000 in your company. 2 years later, it breaks down, and then you spend $200,000 vacationing.
These small-minded guys, they ain't never, had a brick in the trunk and had a white girl driving it, knowing that that's the cleanest way to do it. They don't know anything about that. And so basically, metaphorically speaking, I had a brick in the trunk, had an upper middle class white girl driving the car. Ain't nobody gonna mess with that. They're gonna let that arrive at its destination, and that destination is big money. You heard me. So don't ever try to hate on a boss when you don't understand the boss's chess moves. Just sit back and clap at the end when I say checkmate.
None of those companies made money. So this white girl with the brick in the trunk basically, was a figurehead of a corporation where you potentially may have swindled tons of money. And potentially it may not even be this white girl. It could actually be this white girl that he's talking about realistically. And that's why she's probably still with him.
Isn't this con man something? He thought he could go around exposing frauds and charlatans and that he wouldn't end up being exposed himself?
You're a dummy, bitch. You will never know shit. Don't nobody want you. Don't nobody need you.
I don't know what's going on.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Quasimodo Face is one loyal bottom staying faithful to her zesty, limp-wristed pimp while his whole operation has been exposed. And all thanks to a YouTuber who just wanted some questions answered.
We Them Boys said, why y'all block Duke and Don? I thought you wanted the haters to pull up. You a fake.
I don't even know who Duke and Don is.
That is, yep.
I tried to super chat the same question because, apparently he only listens to people that pay him and then pretends that it's not about the money, right? So, I mean, if you're a great value guy, it wouldn't be about the money, right? Message unable to send.
One, if someone says they're blocked, and I'm not saying Duke and Don is saying that, I don't know who the person is, I'm not familiar with them, but if someone says they're blocked, that doesn't mean that they are blocked, right? Like anyone can say they're blocked, just like, JB's girl could say that she got this pipe last night. There's no way to verify that.
Okay, so you see how he immediately went into defense mode, right? And you guys see how he tries to spin it. And I already showed you all the evidence. He blocked us. I was asking questions. He blocked us.
Does he want to say
Oh,
something?
yeah, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know who Duke and Don is. Who blocked them?
Yeah, he ain't one of the respectable ones. I mean, the thing is that this Drew Ducka fellow is one of the dirt balls. And that's why I always say, when you have someone who purports to be of your people, hey, you got to eliminate them, so they don't misrepresent you. That's what the Spartans used to do. When a child was born and he didn't meet the basic standards of what they viewed their people to be, they just discarded them. Like, you too weak, you got to go. Now, one thing you might not know about the Spartans is that they were actual boy lovers. They, in the movie 300, they actually accused the Persians of being boy lovers, I believe, or maybe the Athenians of being boy lovers. But in actual fact of history, the Spartans, whom we revere, these guys actually institutionalized homosexuality. In fact, it was a part of what they called gymnasium, that when a boy would come of a certain age, say around 9 years old, he would be mentored by an older Spartan man, which essentially means molested. They would have a sexual relationship wherein the man would, or I don't want to call him a man, the older male would mentor him, train him, and also sleep with him at the barracks. And so this was institutionalized in their culture. Then eventually they would come out of the barracks to marry. The Greeks are, very perverse individuals in a historical sense. That's why, even in the P game, they call it Greek if a girl does anal, because that's where it came from. You heard me? Yucky. Yucky.
We started our little trip in Greece. The Greek peoples were so nice. Yes, they bent over backwards to show us a good time.
Yeah.
He turned his disdain for the YouTuber that exposed him into a homosexual history lesson. He's been telling us this whole time who he really is. All you had to do was read between the lines to see it.
Everything that you show the world is merely a front, and it's merely pretend.
He's been pretending to be all the things he wish he could be, while running from all the things he wish he wasn't. He turned out to be a hypocrite, time and time again. All the things he's been saying about these frauds and charlatans turns out to be a mirror reflection of himself. So it leaves one wondering, what was up with all that extensive research he did regarding homosexuality? If his own behavior is any indicator, then it seems Mr. Sass needed answers for having late night slumber parties with 6'4" gay mans. And if he needs answers, well, here's one. It's 2025, not 1995. So he doesn't need to pretend to be something he's not.
That's how you show up at a dude's house with chocolates. How old are you, bro? How old is this dude? And you get rejected. Chocolates in hand, uninvited. I saw you on the internet.
Like when you try to fake and script and do stuff like that, it don't always go as planned. And people gonna know bull. Like, we in 2023. People know how to read between the lines and see bull.
Somebody put scrambled the signal. That's funny.
What?
Somebody in the chat put they scrambled the signal.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's what I thought as well.
That's what you thought too? You think they got some technology in there to scramble Wi-Fi signals?
No.
That's amazing. Y'all are creepy as hell.
This is the perfect example of how delusional Little Bill is. How he's gonna call someone creepy when he's showing up to somebody's house unannounced.
We saw him here at this location, and then in the background with Matthew Shea, we saw this green gate, and we saw like an old Soviet-looking apartment. So I trust this is actually the location. Looks like there's some nice land behind if you want to expand his property. That's pretty cool. It looks like he has a good bit of privacy here. Nice little wall. I don't know if this is a part of his place or if this is a facade or what it is precisely, but we're going to go check it out. Go see what we can do. So this is the location. We know we got your location, so that's a good thing. So now the most important thing is getting high quality chocolates and
how about getting some goddamn help? Because that's what a booty bandit fighting his natural urges really needs. First, he tracked down Kevin Samuels to get a picture. And then he tracks down Andrew Tate to hand him a box of chocolates and a handwritten letter.
Man, he's gay.
And boy, is he struggling to hold up this macho man sassy savage facade while he's trying to minimize his gay past.
Hey, you gay? Is you gay? Oh, you ain't? You can be, though.
Now, here's the difference. You said, what's the difference? When Ack passes away, and I'm not trying to harken this, but when he passes away, his tombstone might say podcaster.
Yeah.
Commentator.
Yeah.
I talked about other people and what they did.
Hip hop guru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my tombstone goes, it's going to say a whole best-selling author, lecturer.
Woo. That's heavy.
Poet.
That's heavy.
Inventor. Yes, I've invented technology.
That's heavy, yeah.
Right? It'll say a lot more than that.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I don't think you actually were the one that, unless you own Navigine, I don't believe that Fletch App designed any of this. Matter of fact, I know it's not Fletch App because Fletch App is no longer a company.
And he'll disappear into the dustbins of history. When I go, my message is going to live on. And people who are living it out. I have a whole philosophy. You go to my website, click about, you're going to find a whole guide on how to live well.
Yeah.
And let me promise you that as a winner who's been winning my whole life, once you start winning, them hoes gonna pull up. Believe that.
Facts.
They gonna be everywhere. Yeah.
Do the right thing. Come on out the closet. Don't be afraid to be who you is. Black, white, or whatever. Ain't that the truth, Ruth?
I always knew that I liked guys. I never really liked females, and I used to act like I liked the females because I was trying to withhold the image and shit like that. I didn't want nobody to judge me and stuff like that, but then I stopped giving them.
My personality, I'm not recommending this to you, but my personality, it could be said that I might turn and say, no, I'm not bothering her, but I want to bother you, though. I want to bother you, though. And then I would have done something very grimy, like exceptionally disrespectful. I might have grabbed his butt or something. I might grab a handful of his butt and mean bugged him while I did it. Just take all of his manners. I might have just done something outrageous.
But as a child, back then it was a lot different. People didn't play that. You couldn't be gay openly.
So in the absence of having the gay gene, then they have to acknowledge what that trauma was.
Tell a friend, child.
Today we're lecturing about how to engage a family member who has come out of the closet as a homosexual. He actually likes other guys.
You're yucky.
But regardless of all of that, When there are individuals who are coming out of the closet here and there, it is our responsibility to be as kind to them as we would be to anyone else.
People are more accepting of gay people now. Like, there's a lot of gay rappers coming out here.
Do you know what boba tea is by chance?
Yeah, I think it's a tea that has a large straw and like balls at the bottom.
Yeah, balls at the bottom, exactly.
There's only one other black guy in the whole building.
And so he was, in my mind, he was kind of trying to almost like turn me into like a sort of like, almost like a beta, where he was like giving me tons of sugar.
You know, I get a knock on my door at 10 p.m. Open the door. Guess who it is? 6'4", gay black guy. What are you doing here?
You know, if these guys consensually would like to have butts, that's up to them.
Yeah. I've been waiting to get violated. Violate me.
And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Number 5. Kiss me.
Sexuality is a large part of our identity.
I had this young lady with me, we was like knacking it out and stuff. Everybody got what they wanted.
And of all things, the gay guy gave me a book called Pimp. Seems to add up.
I don't know. I could forget Truth or Dare. I wanted to see her play spin the bottle. You see the way she wrapped her lips around that bottle, man? Yeah, she can pop my bottle anytime. Hello in there.
Maybe all he needs is for that 6'4" random gay stranger to give him another helping hand so that he could finally embrace who he truly is.
And so I'm just proud to be who I am, frankly. I'm proud to be who I am.
Oh, sassy.